Hey, Saddleback family. I'm here with my firstborn son. What's your name, buddy?
Lincoln.
Yeah, and we want to say Merry Christmas. Can you say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
We are hoping that your Christmas season is going super well. We're having a great time. We got the fireplace going. We just set up Christmas lights. What did we just do?
Pick up a Christmas tree from Home Depot right now on the back highway.
That's right. We see it. Awesome. Thank you. So the thing is, Christmas season is just my favorite for so many reasons. One of them is that this is a season when we reflect on God showing up into our world. And I enjoy it so much because it tells us some deep, deep truths about who God is. See, amidst all the Christmas lights and the presents, there are some people that see past all of that and ask deep questions. So this little guy, we were driving to school to drop off yesterday. And Lincoln, you asked me a question while we were driving, didn't you? What was the question you asked?
Why when was Jesus born was so special?
Why was it so special that Jesus was born?
I meant important.
Yeah, why was it so important and special that Jesus was born? I like this so much. Great question. Let's dig into it. You can go play, and I'll tell our Saddleback family the rest of this. Go and head upstairs, buddy. So the thing is, right, why is it so important that God would show up and be born, right? Of course, we celebrate Jesus. Of course, we would celebrate what he did on the cross for us. But why is it so important to us Christians that he was born, that God showed up that way? Well, I think there are a couple reasons here. The first one is that God really wants to step into our reality. The coming of Jesus tells us something about God, and that's that he likes to show up into our real lives. See, in John 1:14, it said, "The Word became flesh and took up dwelling among us." Or as the Message paraphrase says, "The Word took on flesh and moved into the neighborhood." See, Jesus is coming in what's called the incarnation, God stepping into humanness. The beauty of that is that God was not okay just staying in some compartment, right? We do this, right? It's easy to keep God in the compartment of religion or spirituality, and then we kind of keep him there. But Jesus showing up as a baby into our real world to experience all of the reality of life was God saying, hey, I want to be in your real life. Not just the religious part of you, not just the Sunday, going to church version of you. I want to be involved in all of your life. And the beautiful truth about that is that God wants to bring his abundant life into every aspect of your life. So this Christmas season, as you're thinking about God showing up as a baby, maybe think, well, God wants to step into my real. So God wants to step into those aspects that maybe you've never even thought, like, oh, God would have something to say about that. So of course, going to church, he has something to say about that and who I am when I'm singing worship song to him. But what about your marriage? What about your parenting? What about how you spend your money or spend your time? God wants to be involved in those decisions that you make in your life. Now, the second amazing thing about God's character that shows up in his coming is that Jesus' coming was the fulfillment of long-term prophecies of a new king, a king that was going to come and rule the world the way the world was meant to be ruled. See, there are a lot of kings and rulers. There are a lot of people with power in the world around us, isn't there? And the way that we humans tend to use power is that, we use it to increase our influence and increase our power. And sometimes what we do is we push down those who disagree with us. And what we want to do is silence the people who are going to say the things we don't want them to say and uplift the people that agree with us. And it's really tough. And, if we disagree with somebody or we're having a conflict with somebody, it's better to just ignore it or just bury it it's kind of a mess, isn't it? See, there were rulers at the time of Jesus' birth. Caesar Augustus, right? At the beginning of Luke 2. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that went out to all the world. Luke decides to start his story of this new king, the prophesied king, with the story of another king, this guy Caesar, who uses his power to make all the people go back to their hometown and register where they were. And man, you can imagine the hoopla that would have made. The contrast is how God decided to show up as king. Not on a big white horse, not pushing down other people. God decided to show up as a king, as a baby. What does this tell us about God's character? It tells us that God is humble. It tells us that God would prefer to be meek, and that power is gained through vulnerability. Oh, what a powerful thought, right? And if we are meant to be people that are followers of this king, members of this kingdom that is ruled by Jesus, the one who's come to make all things right, I'll tell you what, we should probably reflect this different way of holding influence and power. Maybe it's not just about raising up my own name. Maybe it's not about pushing down and squashing down people that disagree with me. Maybe it's about engaging in conversation. Maybe it's starting with vulnerability. Maybe as we look at our Christmas calendars and all the fun stuff we're going to be doing with our families and friends, it's looking to say, is there space in this calendar for me to serve? To come beneath others the way that Jesus came? So my prayer for you, as we enter into this season and you get the chance to celebrate all these things and reflect on who our God is, that you'd be overwhelmed with his goodness and his love for you, his real love for the real you. May you serve humbly and with love all those around us who desperately need it. Merry Christmas.